What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Peter Parkour of the Distorted Theorists, and I am here today to review the newest episodes of Daredevil Born Again Season 1 on Disney+. Now, before we get into anything else, as always, there's a little bit of housekeeping. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you're enjoying the content, and especially if you want to tell your friends to subscribe as well. If you are returning to the channel, as always, make sure to hit that like, share, and comment down below to tell us, the Distorted Theorists, what you think of Daredevil Season 1, Daredevil Born Again Season 1. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the review for the newest episodes of Daredevil. Now, before we get into any of this, spoilers. I am going to be discussing this episode in depth. If you haven't seen the episode yet, don't come watch this because I'm going to be discussing a whole bunch of stuff. This is my dog slinking between my legs here. Okay, anyways, so Daredevil. Yeah, I've got my notes here. Apologies as I look off screen. Come on. Face ID, work. There we go. Okay, so where we left off with the last episode was something pretty brutal, but it was something that we expected to see from Matt Murdock's, Charlie Cox's Daredevil, and that was that he decided to not really suit up, but show a little power and decided to beat the absolute shit out of two cops who appear to be dirty, but we don't really know the depth of where their allegiances lie. We did see that there was what looks to be a Punisher tattoo on their arms, and there was a little bit of a allusion to that in this episode as well. So the episode opens up. We saw that someone's truck was being robbed, and the two unfortunate henchmen drivers that were inside ended up getting got. And straight up murder. And the thing about that is it kind of shows that, oh, well, again, we still have crime in the city. This is I know we're dealing with the White Tiger case. Sorry, I have to have this. It's early in the morning. Ugh. That's why it was on sale. And it's referred to a little bit in the rest of the episode. I was doing my best to pay attention, but I couldn't really follow a bit of that storyline. I understand that there was a monies or exchanging of money, exchanging of hands, and all that stuff. So unfortunately, I'm going to need to rewatch to talk about that. And in this crazy world, I don't have a lot of time to rewatch a lot of stuff. So then after we see that, we see a follow-up to Fisk, to Wilson and Vanessa trying to mend their relationship. They're eating breakfast. They're sitting at the long table, and it's tense. Obviously, when you're eating around a man that was formerly known as the Kingpin, a crime boss of New York City, there's going to be a bit of tension as well. We also see basically the beginning of what would set the tone for the rest of the episode. We got a Law and Order episode. That's kind of what I was expecting. Half the time to hear the jung jung every time we would change location. Because we saw that Powell didn't die after having his head slammed into a fridge twice and then into the floor at an awkward angle. And he realizes that there's something a little bit more to Matt Murdock, like, oh, a blind man who can see, like, what? Who's there? I can't tell. And there's a bit of a shakedown, but nothing really comes of it because it's time for everyone to have their day in court. We do get the discussion of Powell talking about, like, Frankie, whatever his name was, he was such a good guy. Oh, he's got kids and he would take them to the baseball game, and now we're never gonna do it again. And you kind of get that. It's like, oh, and you're pulling at the heartstrings of the people in the crowd, and you get to see the onlookers that were like, oh yeah, and even the jury, even though they're supposed to remain stone-faced, you can still kind of see like their faces falling as you see this, and you watch this happening, and you're like, oh, this might not go too well for Matt. But then there's a shot And I didn't go back to watch anyone else's review videos, so this is kind of what it is. This is what is in my head canon. But there's a shot right before um, Matt looks over at White Tiger, and uh, he hears his heartbeat, and he says, like, I just need you to calm down, just relax, you're okay, just relax. If you look scared, they're gonna pull at you. But there's just a shot as he turns his head, because it's in slow motion. It's that whole like shift change, and it looks, if it's true, I'm amazing at this. If I'm wrong, whoops. But it looks like John Bernthal's curly hair kind of going in behind someone's head as the Punisher sitting in the courtroom. Um, and this is, you got to wonder why he could be there, because you see Powell looking into the crowd, and then later someone else is looking into the onlookers as well, and it kind of causes some issue. So is it the Punisher? Is the Punisher actually in there? I can't imagine that it would be, but you never know. Maybe he came in with a hood, or he just kind of had his head down, because he would be well known. People know what he looks like. He did have a shootout in the middle of New York at one point. I believe it was in the second season. Well, it was with the season that he kind of premiered in. Um, and then we get our informant, who I believe his name is Torres, Nicky Torres, not the White Tiger that I alluded to in the previous video. So Nicky Torres, and he's being brought out of his safe house by the guy in the chair, and we get a classic bait and switch, like, oh my God, the things are going to happen. Get out of the car, asshole. Blah. And then he's not in the back, and it was a classic bait and switch. I could tell what was happening as soon as like he was going to pull out. Well, obviously they're not going to shoot someone in the middle of the street, take off. There's got to be a bait and switch, and there was. Nicky Torres take the stands. He's a confidential informant for the NYPD. But then he buttons his lips, and I'm wondering if it's because he sees the Punisher. I don't know if he's had any allusions to Frank Castle or anything like that, but he looks out to the crowd, definitely sees the cops that are staring back at him. He gets cold feet. He doesn't reveal what he's supposed to. But at the very end of that scene as well, you see someone get up at the recess and quickly make an exit. And I'd like to think that, again, that was Frank Castle being like, my job here is done. Whoosh, he runs away. We then come into a little bit more of the BB reports, which, again, they're great. They're sprinkled out throughout, and it just kind of gives us the refresher. It's the commercial break, almost, in a non-commercial-esque show. Then we get our friend take the stand. He talks about being White Tiger. I just wanted to be someone. I just wanted to be. What was it? The line? I was just trying to help. And then we get the reveal that he is the White Tiger. There's an argument. You weren't supposed to do this. You threw me under the bus. My hand was forced because my witness did not do what they were supposed to do. Then we kind of get the definition of a hero that we've seen in the MCU and the MCTV and MTVU, where it's not just the suit, it's who I am. The suit chose me. And we get a report about all the different things that the White Tiger has done. He rescued somebody from a burning vehicle, his family as well. Someone was walking down a dark alley, pulled a knife, and White Tiger helped them. And then we hear the police reports that say, like, yeah, White Tiger helped me as well. And we hear an Officer Morales. So Miles Morales may potentially exist in this universe. We've heard rumors that there's going to be a Miles-esque person that's going to come into the MCU at some point, because, there's going to have to be different spiders, because Tom Holland can't be Spider-Man forever. And then we get the slimeball response from the prosecutor saying, like, just because I'm a good person doesn't mean I have bad days. And just because someone could be a bad person doesn't mean that they're not going to have good days. So, but then vindication, everything comes out. We get the response that everyone, the little guy won. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. He's allowed to go back and resume his life as the White Tiger, even though his identity is known. He gets to put his family up in the studio apartment that he finally managed to raise enough money for. Hooray, victory lap, everyone's happy. Matt gets to go out and have his victory lap with his beau, his lady friend, who's basically like, we did everything we could. And then it kind of circles around to Foggy and, boo-hoo. But then we get the White Tiger suiting up, getting ready to go into action, and then getting shot in the head by who I think we're being made to believe is the Punisher. We saw the vest, we saw the skull, but we didn't see the face. Is that the Punisher? Don't know. So I know at the beginning of the episode, I was really thinking that that was the Punisher in the courtroom. And that's what I was really thinking. And I was kind of making you believe that's what I was really thinking. I'd still like to think that that was the Punisher in the courtroom. But we're seeing all these tattoos and these marks of the skull in like a teardrop, or I don't know the symbol, the reason that we've got that teardrop or the upside down teardrop or whatever. And at the very end of the episode, we see someone shoot White Tiger in the head. Will he live? I doubt it, because he just got shot in the head. And I don't think that that was the Punisher. I think that Frank Castle is in hiding. I think that that's going to be a number of things, like one of the things to add to Matt Murdock's list of what he's going to have to deal with. We still haven't met Muse. We know that what's his face, Bullseye, is still in prison for the shooting of Foggy Nelson. And I'm thinking really and truly that Frank Castle's in hiding and he hasn't been the Punisher for a while, and Matt seeks him out either as Daredevil or as Matt Murdock, and is basically going to have a conversation like that. People are doing this in your name. I think someone found a safe house and found because I'm positive that is the exact same vest that John Bernthal wore in season 2 when he becomes the Punisher. I'm positive that's the same everything. So he probably put that away. Am I going to do this anymore? I don't know. It gets rated. These guys find it. So now they're going to be like the Punisher. Like, okay, this is stuff that we were trying to figure out. It didn't work. Well, we're going to dish out our own form of vigilante justice. So maybe the cops aren't necessarily bad, but I don't know. There's something to it for sure. And where this is actually going to go is, well, there's going to be a much deeper story, because I think this is going to be part of the Born Again, because we're going to see everyone being born again into their roles. Daredevil has not been Daredevil for a while. Sorry, Matt Murdock has not been Daredevil since Foggy got shot and he kind of hung up the cowl. And Punisher has not been the Punisher since whatever event would have made him put it away, whether it was the end of the Netflix show or something else. And I'm wondering if this is Born Again. You get a second chance. And are we going to see Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist? My name is Danny Rand, and I am the Iron Fist. My name is Danny Rand, and I am the Iron Fist. My name is Danny Rand, and I am the Iron Fist. Sorry, if you can't tell, Iron Fist didn't do anything for me. So this wasn't a filler episode. It was important because, again, it's setting up beats of the story, but it didn't have the action that I was unfortunately expecting. I was hoping that soon after the last episode with that big primal scream, he was going to put on the suit and like, I'm Daredevil again, and start just beating the absolute crap out of criminals and punks in the city. But that didn't happen. So was it a disappointing episode? No. But I was disappointed in terms of like, okay, I understand why we did this. That's fine. I'm still waiting for the show to really get going, because I'm waiting to see what is going to ultimately break Mayor Fisk. Is something going to happen to Vanessa and he just becomes the Kingpin again? Is he going to have a break and not be the mayor anymore? Or is he just going to be the mayor and he's really going to keep his hand on the pulse of criminal activity in New York City? I'm still hoping for a Spider-Man cameo. You're going to hear me mention this probably at every episode review. But yeah, this didn't really show off a whole lot of the city. It was a courtroom drama for the most part. Big shocker at the end. But we do know that something's going on with the criminal underpinnings of the city, because we saw Fisk's or trucks, or someone's trucks being taken, and someone being paid off halfway through the episode as well. So overall, not the best episode. Good episode. Got to see Matt flex his muscles again as a lawyer, which was fun to see. But I'm looking forward again to how this season is going to progress. Really, I can't wait to see the Punisher, because now Punisher's got that Disney money. So what's he going to do? Oh, what's Punisher going to do with some Disney money? Yeah, nothing mind-blowing here, nothing mind-boggling. So thanks for stopping by and watching a goofball like me ramble about Matt Murdock in Daredevil Born Again. As always, if you're new to the channel, please take the time to subscribe and let us know what you thought of the episode. And if you're returning to the channel, make sure to hit that share and like, and you can comment as well. Anyone can comment. I'm not limiting to what people can comment on, and tell us what you thought of episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again. And with that, I'm Peter Parkour of the Distorted Theorists, and like we always say around here, keep it real.